Hi folks, you will recently have seen the Coon large 5-inch toothpick that Tobias sent me. Well, in the box there were a couple of other knives, and one of those was this. This is a Marbles large toothpick, which is also made by Smoky Mountain, or it's another Smoky Mountain Knife Works brand, but this one's made in China. Now, obviously, for American viewers, that's probably already put your teeth on edge, because you want to cheer for the home team, as it were. But I'm British. It is of no significance to me whether a knife is made in America or China. And obviously, if they're made in Britain, that's a different thing altogether, but that's my home team. And I'm more interested in looking at the quality and differentials between the two knives. So I'll have a look at this one and then I'll compare it with the other one. Now, one thing I like about this knife, sorry, big clunky hands getting in the way, is the fact that it's easier to open. Not because the spring's lighter, because it's not, but there's a bit more to pinch here, because the knife's slightly narrower here. There's a better grip on the ram's horn, which we'll come to. He says that and then drops it again. Plus, of course, this, I don't really like the frosted blade, but frosted blade makes it easier to open. Right, I'll lift this hand out the way. Right, hand's gone. Now, this is the Ram's Horn series. I've got a Barlow in this series as well, which I really like. My daughter bought it for me. Now this is Marbles. The other one was Coon. This isn't Rough Rider, which you might think, but I suspect Rough Rider and Marbles are made in exactly the same factory. I'd be very, very surprised to find that they're not. I'd say Ram's Horn series, and they are. Much as this got a lot of speculation when I put up the Barlow, it is genuine ram's horn. Now, is this the beautiful ram's horn of my Taylor's Eyewitness knives? No, it's not. But it's nice nonetheless. And the difference with this one is because they left the bark on. The Taylor's Eyewitness ones, you have the bark removed, and you have the amber-like colour and texture of the ram's horn. Here we've got the bark, and then it's more like antler stag handles than the Taylor's Eyewitness ram's horn. I have thought about getting one of the Barlows, because they're £15 or something. I suppose they're probably $10 in America, and rubbing it down just to see what it would look like if you hafted it in the manner of the Taylor's Eyewitness ones. I've never got around to it, and I don't want to use the one that my daughter gave me, and I certainly don't want to use the one that Tobias gave me. That's a no-no. So we have in this one, we have nickel silver bolsters, and they're pinched, lined, and triple lined on the powder horn. Really, really nicely finished. Nice polish, brass liners, stainless steel spring. And then, of course, we have the Marbles logo, and we trademark sign. I think it's a trademark sign. Can't see it, it's too small. I forgot to mention the Marbles shield. And then on the other side, we have the quick shine later. We have the model number, which is MR382, I think it is. China. I'll put that number on at the bottom of the screen. And again, it's presumably 440A. As I say, it comes out. I'm pretty sure it comes out the same factory as the Rough Riders, so I'd imagine it's the same steel. But that might be wrong as well. but I believe that's the case. So I like this. It's a really nice, easy knife to carry. I say it's much easier to open. It's got this match strike nail nick. I don't actually like match strike nail nicks. I think the problem with them, as far as I'm concerned, is if you get anything in there, imagine you cut a bit of cheese and you get that full of cheese, and then you've got to try and scrub it out of there. At least with a straight nail nick, it's relatively easy to clean it out. I suspect, if I come back to this little laguiole again, the French had thought about that, and hence the tiny little shallow nail nick, and hence I cut myself. But there we are. So yeah, I like that. Now, if I just compare this to the Colonel Coon one, now bear in mind, certainly in the UK, the prices, if you could get them, the ram's horn would be half the price of the Colonel Coon. Now, I don't know what the price are in America because I didn't buy them. Tobias sent them to me. But for a start, Colonel Coon, you've got these kind of relatively flat looking bolsters, single lines, instead of the pinched, the much more crowned on the marbles one. You've got this nice ram's horn, and a better shield as well. This shield's a bit naff. It may be walnut, but it's not. There's no sort of particularly special grain to it or anything. It's fairly plain. You've got stainless steel liners on the Colonel Coon, and you've got brass on the marbles. Now, I like brass because it works as a natural lubricant against the steel of the blade, whereas steel on steel, and now okay, it's supposed to be stainless, so it shouldn't be an issue, but steel on steel tends to rust and bind, in my experience, over the long term. So I prefer brass, but that's a preference thing. Now, you can see when these are up like this, that although they're similar thicknesses, the one knife to the other, this one appears much thinner at the edge, the marbles thinner at the edge, because it's more crowned, it's more rounded, whereas the marbles, the Colonel Coon is much flatter with both bolsters. Now, I don't know, that's it comes down to taste, I suppose, in a way. Do you like the flatter or do you like the more rounded? In terms of weight, the Colonel Coon feels appreciably heavier, though the actual difference between them, having just weighed them there, is only about 81 grams and 89 grams, so it's about 10% heavier. But I don't know if that's a significant amount to you. It feels heavy. Other things though, the ram's horn is easier to open because it's slightly slimmer in the handle here, which just means there's a bit more to pinch. This one's a little bit fatter, so slightly less to pinch. You've got a nail nick rather than match straight nail nick on the Colonel Coon. You've got nail nick on the Colonel Coon and the match strike on the marbles. I think the blade is very slightly slimmer on the ram's horn, but that may just be a visual trick rather than the truth. But one thing I did notice that's particularly different is the edge grind on the Colonel Coon is all over the place. It's wide, it's narrow, and then it's wide and wide and wide, then it recurves, and then you have a little beard. Whereas the ram's horn, it's narrower and it gets wider as you go, but it's sort of progressively wider and then constantly wide. And again, you have a slight bit of recurve, but not as much at that end. The only thing I really don't like about the ram's horn in comparison is I really don't like frosted blades, although it does make it easier to open. So, maybe I should just suck it up. But Rough Rider and Marbles both do these frosted blades, and they're just not my favourite thing. I have a large toothpick from Rough Rider, and again, it's got this frosted blade, and I've got a couple of others. My Marbles Barlow is also it's the ram's horn series. So it looks the same, only it's barlow shaped, obviously. Anyway, so there we are. Thank you again, Tobias, for sending these over. These are lovely, lovely, lovely knives that I just couldn't get in the UK, and him sending them over just made my life very, very much easier. I was trying to get them through Heine Haynes, but I don't need to bother now. Thank you very much. So anyway, if you like this stuff, please give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see more of it, then if you'd like to see what the third knife that was in the box was, then please feel free to subscribe, and remember to ring the bell if you want to get notifications that the new video is up. Okay, thank you very much. Bye.